Hi everyone. Now in the vise here is it's a version of the Woodcock and Hare's ear. Now this is well, the Hare's ear, the Woodcock and Hare's ear doesn't have a hackle firstly, and there's basically all you can see I've put a hackle on it. Now this is a style of fly I like tying because it gives the impression of both the wet fly and the nymph. So it's a style of fly I've used for many years. Whether it be this pattern or olives, it was duns. I mean, there's a lot of patterns you could tie in this style. Basically with the way the hackle is in front. Now, it's a style used a lot in old patterns, old wet flies, and it's one I always liked and like tying. So I'm going to be showing you how to tie it, because I'm filling a box at the moment and this is one of the patterns. So mainly this size of fly, well, you can fish it whatever size you really like. Sort of 12s, 14s, probably two main sizes. Very good for like the March Brown. If you want to be a bit closer with the March Brown, use a yellow silk and a hen pheasant for the wing. It's one I'm going to be tying, but I'm going to show you this one. Now I'm using the Pearsalls silk. This is a hot orange, if you want to call it. It's a really nice orange. So this is the old Pearsalls Gossamer silk. Now if you don't have that and you want a sub, there's a company called Yali or YLI, Japanese company. They sell a nice silk, and so the colours are slightly different for the originals that we used, like this one. I mean, there is a hot orange. You just need to get through them. I have some, so and it is a lovely silk to use, and it's a wee bit finer. It's finer than the Gossamer. And you may find it even easier to use. So anyway, hook choices, again, it's up to yourself. This is a fully mill hook. It's called an all-purpose medium. Now if you don't have the silk, just use normal thread, just a hot orange thread. Now what I'm going to do is start at a distance away where there's going to be a hackle, and a wing, hackle and some dubbing in front, so give yourself plenty of room. It's about 3 mil there, so there's a mil for each thing. Now on the way down, I'm just to remove the waist. Now before I get to the point of the hook, I'm going to be tying in the tail. So I've got some tail fibres, some bronze mallard fibres here. Now you're looking around about 4 or 5. Just bring them 90 degrees from the stem, tear them off. And then we're going to tie them in. You're looking at least the length, around about the length of the hook. And then what we do is we wind down, see where I started there, it's fine. Wind down to basically we're in line with the point of the hook. Then we take away the waist. They tie in a small tinsel, just a normal gold tinsel. And you start to work the way up, making sure I've wax on my thread. And then we tie in some hare's ear. Now this is the ear here, there you go. Now I've actually cut it all away, and then I've sat at my desk and I've blended it within my fingers, and you can see they're ready to use, because I'm tying, as I say, a good half dozen or so. So I'm going to dub this on for the body before I bring the rib up. Now this can be as heavy or as light as you like. It can be tied in different ways. It can be spun on slightly by putting wax on your thread, or you can do what I'm doing here. I'm just dubbing it on, coming up through, just a wee touch more, just to finish off. There we go. And then I'm going to bring up my rib. Now I'm going to have first 3 or so turns. There's 1, 2, 3. To see how it's sitting, that's fine. You may see a wee touch of orange here, but don't worry, that's part of the fly. And then about 3 turns through the hare's ear dubbing. To the end here, I'm going to stroke the fibre, stroke it back, and then catch it. 1, 2, 3. And use this heavier pair of scissors to trim this away. Just wax your thread, make sure you get plenty of grip. Now can I zoom out a wee bit? I'm going to show you, this is the Woodcock wing. Now I've got the primaries, these are the largest feathers. For this fly I'm going to be using what they call the secondary feathers, these ones. this one here. Now you can use the other ones. There's plenty of feathers on a woodcock that you can use. Oops, dropped it on the floor. There's obviously secondaries and so on. Now what I do, I mean this here makes for a good dry fly wing, so don't throw this away. I'm going to be using this side here. Now I'm going to be using this single side. I'm going to be folding the wing. It's a style I like, and sometimes it's you get a nice wing. You do get a nice wing with it. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to keep the camera out so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just bringing the fibre out. Just bring it together. Keeping my fingers below. You can see how it naturally marries together. And once you're happy, you can tear it away. Got to tear it away, it makes it easier, it's much easier. Now if you're obviously tore it away, these should all mainly be in line. So bringing them together, bring these together, and there we are. And then, I'm going to show you for distance I think. We're going to just fold these once, twice, so it's in 3. That's your wing. Now we'll zoom back in, so you can see me tying it in. So we've got our wing. Now look at it to see where they tie it upside down. That looks like it's going to sit better that way. So we get the length to the back of the hook. So we hold it, pinch and loop. 1, 2. Do a wee quick check the length, because sometimes you can pull it towards the eye a wee bit. I'm happy with that. Now you trim this away. Because I'm using Pearsalls silk, there's plenty of grip there. It's a thick shred. It's equivalent to probably 2 or 3 tons of say a uni 8-0. So it's catching quite a lot. Now it is wax, so it's giving me a wee bit more grip. Now I've got here this is a small furnace neck, hen neck. It's just a wee Indian neck. And I'm going to take a hackle from it. Tie it in by the tip. Now you could wind this through the kind of head area, or you can just wind it on and then put dubbing in front. Both work, but I'm going to basically wind it on and then put dubbing in front. So what I'm doing here is I'm revealing the tip of the hackle. I'm going to trim. Make sure you've got wax on your thread. Just offer that cut tip of the feather in there. You're looking about 3 turns or so. Best if they're kind of moving down. There was one come back in the sail a bit there, but then that's still enough that I can wind the hackle on there. And then you're going to fold the hackle slightly back, just lightly with your fingers. The dubbing will hold this. Now you could put in as many turns as you feel. Just depends on the quality of the feather you're using. Now I'm happy with that, so follow up with the thread. And I'm not fussy here because, as I say, I'm going to have a dud head. It'll tidy things up for me. And I've basically just wound towards the eye. So we check, see how things are sitting. Now that's fine. Just hold back, come up with 2 or 3 turns. Just check. Get your dubbing again. And then we just lightly dub it onto a thread, and we slide it up. Because it's wax, it's quite chuck, so just force it up. Now I'm just going to hold the hackle fibres back. Just take your time. Going to wind up towards the hackle. Stretch the dubbing out slightly. It's on the thread. Take away that lump there. Slide up what's left down the bottom here. Bring your thread to the front. Now, strongest way to get a nice, when you've got especially a dubbed head like that, it's just to put a wee bit of varnish on the silk or the thread, and then whip finish. There is wax on it as well, which will plenty of grip with the wax, but this will make it last a bit longer. and then we can whip it, tie it up, trim away, sorry. There we go. It's a nymph wet type fly. Gives that impression of a nymph and a wet. It's a nice light dressing, as you can see. You can see the wing there. Now, what happens if I tap that, just tap it slightly. Once you start to fish this fly, I mean, I'm tempted to brush it just to show you what it looks like. Because once you start to use it, some people will put a wee drop of varnish at the tip. I don't like that. You basically have a foam there. Once you start to fish it, the fibre will start to slightly come apart, but the actual shape will still be there. Basically what you see now is what it will out in the water, and then obviously when it's in the water you've got the movement of the water that gives life to the fly. So as long as it's soft, it will look more natural to the fish. And there we are. And that's, as I say, it's a woodcock and hare's ear, but with the hackle, but tied nymphy-like, if you want to call it that. Nice wee pattern, great fun to tie, and I know if you fish these or tie them up, you'll not go far wrong. So thank you for watching.